Good evening, everyone. Ads here from Unity Trading Group. Welcome to the Thursday update. Before we begin, of course, we ask you to have a look at the links down below in the signature, in the description box, of course. Helps us out a lot if you check those out. But without further ado, BTC, and let's see where we're at as of this evening. So there's a couple of things we need to really speak about with BTC because we are eating away now at a critical level of supply. The supply being the purple box you see that the price is within currently. So this supply was created back here around about the 20th, 21st of May, and we have had a number of retests to the left-hand side of our current price to, validate that zone that it exists, excuse me. Well, what now? What are we seeing now? So if you ask me, and, taking into perspective the current price action that we've seen on the chart, the current volume that we've seen on the chart, and of course the indicators and moving oscillators that you see on the screen just underneath, there's a number of things that we want to really point out. The battle's not won until the supply is broken. And what I mean by that is we need to see the price move through this zone before we can really say, yes, we've made a higher high and we've moved through this trading range, before moving or suggesting that we're going to see 45. I think that's a given. That's leaning on the side of caution, and rightfully so. We've seen a decrease in volume over the past couple or day or so. We've had a little bit of a harder time moving through this zone. And personally, I don't really feel 100% confident in suggesting we're going to see 45 until we see this level of supply broken. Because ultimately, that's the rules that we're playing. Well, that's the rules that we're playing by. We're really suggesting if we are to move through this level of supply, we're making a higher high, continuing the trend upwards. We did have a pullback, in that area of interest that we really spoke about in previous videos. But, suggesting that we're going to go to 45 without, first confirming that we are going to move through this zone is a little bit outlandish at this time, I think, in my opinion, of course. So where does that leave us in regards to BTC and what we can expect? The validity of the steamroller indicator that we have down below, and you can find out more in the link in the description with that. The validity of this indicator and, the extremities of that indicator is, well known within our community, of course. You see this instance here. You can see immediately, what I'm really getting at, where we're really suggesting or looking at these extremities of this indicator in particular, and then we're observing what happens after that fact occurs. And we are seeing the roots, or we are seeing this same scenario on our chart, right at this moment as well. So I never ignore steamroller. We are observing a divergence, of course, bearish divergence when it comes to our RSI indicator. Of course, we've got divergence there. So it is observing this price action where we have a higher high in regards to price action, but our RSI is observing a lower high. So that is printing a bearish divergence as well. So there is, some resistance that we're seeing on the current, on the current chart on the 4-hour, as we are calling it. On the daily time frame, a little bit of the same, but not quite. In the RSI perspective of things, we are around overbought. We are seeing 70 RSI, of course. Steamroller still hasn't gotten to that point, but we are in the same token that we have been moving to the upside for quite some time on this time frame without a valid, even a day of red to really cool off the indicators, as we have seen in the past, occur, where we're looking at, moves to the upside, we get a break, and then we continue up. We get multiple breaks in between before, moving to the upside. We have seen a number of green candles in succession on the daily time frame. So I'm not here to be the bearer of bad news. That's not the point of this video. The point is, we just need to make everyone aware of what we're seeing, what we're observing on the chart, we need to state the facts as we see them. So we are, at a critical level in terms of our level of supply. Of course, we do need this broken before, saying with some certainty that we're going to move to our next one. And of course, on the side of the bears, we do have steamroller overbought, and we do have a divergence on a higher time frame. That is the 4-hour time frame on our RSI indicator. So we do still have, a number of levels that we could, suggest being the 23.38. That hasn't changed. Even so, we could even adjust this Fibonacci to the new high, and we get the 38.2 lining up even better than before with the price action that we have observed to the left. So that could be an area of interest for a further pullback. But if we're seeing movements under this zone, under the 38.2, I'd be concerned about this trend continuing at all. So take that as you will. I'm Ads from UTG. We aim to give you the facts as we see them on the chart. So we aim to be as honest as possible with all of you. So I hope you all appreciate that. In conclusion to what I'm saying is, we're looking for this supply to break. If it doesn't break, we're looking for movements towards, those fib levels at 23 and 38.2, 38.2 being the most notable area at 36,500. You can see that on the right-hand side there as well. But thank you all for joining me this evening. Follow some of the links down below in the signature in the boxes down below. I'm Ads from UTG. If I don't see you tomorrow night, because my schedule is a little bit packed up for tomorrow, we will have a chat on Monday. Thank you all for joining me. See you then.